Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of the Bloody Legends with Jai That Aussie Metal Guy and Jim Taylor. Make sure you're a bloody legend and hit that like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the great content from these bloody legends. G'day, how are you all going? It's Jai That Aussie Metal Guy and Jim Taylor here with the Bloody Legends podcast, also in conjunction with crank.com. Tonight, wherever you are, it was great pleasure that we are having a chat with Anders from In Flames, one of my all-time favorite bands, and that album Foregone got me through 2023. Anders, thank you so very much for joining me, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute
Wonderful
pleasure, man. I know you're about to hit Australian shores with the Clash of the Titans with KREATOR as well. First time kind of touring with them as well, co-headlining. Must be pretty excited about that one, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's really funny. It comes full circle after all these years because I started listening to them in the 80s, you know, and Mille is one of the reasons I actually sing the way I do, or actually how I started to sing. I was really inspired by him and the band. So, you know, if you ask young version of me, I would be like, nah, it's easier to win lottery than tour with KREATOR. So here we are.
That's beautiful.
Keep those dreams alive, kids.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, heck of a lineup you got too. Now you have Mr. Broderick on guitar as well as Bjorn. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we got
hell of an attack.
We got a really good lineup. We got Chris and Tanner and now Liam joining us this summer. So
wonderful.
It's
okay.
From Dillinger
it's a bunch of so it's a bunch of good dudes.
Yeah, well, you've always put on an amazing live show. I am, for one, looking forward to seeing you guys live. But what tracks have you been loving playing live off of the latest album, Foregone?
So we've been playing Foregone. I don't know what else. State of Slow Decay. We've been playing Great Deceiver, and we've been playing End of Transmission. Maybe one more, and we're working on some new ones for Australia. You know, see what happens.
Wonderful.
We have 70 minutes to play, and we got 14 albums out.
Sorry.
So, you know, we want to mix.
Lot to choose from.
Yeah, and we want to. I mean, that's a good thing about playing longer. I mean, you get to, because I want to show a little bit more of In Flames. Like, we are not one album, we're 14 albums, and I want to show our history, you know, where we've been and where we're going and so on. So it's a mix of old, somewhere in the middle, and new stuff. So we try to cover all grounds.
Anything off the oldest records like Oracle or Colony? Anything off?
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah. We have. Hopefully, people leave with a smile and be like, "Yeah, they played." You know, maybe not my favorite, but they touched my favorite album. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
I can't see anyone leaving an In Flames show without a smile on their face, especially with KREATOR playing along as well. That's going to be an absolutely amazing shows all around Australia. And you guys have played here a whole bloody ton of times. You must really enjoy getting down under here as well with the fans here.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a bitch to get there. It's a bit far, but we love being in Australia. We love being in Australia. I mean, people are super friendly, and I mean, you can just walk around, have a good time, and grab a beer here and there, and people start talking to you, and it's just fucking super chill. And the metal fan seems really into it too. And you know, since we're not coming that often, it's a special night. I know we've been in March, like almost a year ago, but that was a festival, so we didn't get to play as long as we wanted. But even though it was awesome, it was a good time. So coming back now, it's going to be great.
Well, it's a difference playing those festival shows and then playing these kind of shows as well. It's a huge difference. You only get that little like half-hour snippet, and when you're playing these other shows.
I like playing the more intimate shows too. You can almost feel everyone. You feel the energy in the room. You know, it's great playing festivals, lots of people, but you don't get that personal experience for us or for the crowd, you know.
Sure.
I want to touch on Foregone a little bit, Anders, because last year I I at the start of last year, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I spent most of
Oh,
2023 battling cancer.
Mm,
2 days
how are
ago,
you
I
doing?
found out. Up 2 days ago, I found out I'm cancer
you're
free. I'm in
clear.
remission at the moment. The two major
Yeah.
surgeries, chemotherapy, radiotherapy. But I want to
Wow,
talk a
man.
little bit about this album in just the moment, because that one for me, it absolutely, I was going through a life and death moment, and for that album just
Yeah,
touched
man.
in so many different levels, like the songwriting, the lyrics, it just kind of really hit for me, and I know I probably did for a lot of other people. What was that like writing that album as well? You know, tell us a little bit about the songwriting and what kind of like influenced, inspired you. For me, going through that cancer battle, that album and the way you wrote it did hit a lot of songs. You know, like Foregone, Meet Your Maker, The Great
Yeah.
Deceiver. So many songs that I was playing, walking, going to treatment some days, crying, listening to music, man, because it absolutely hit home in so many great ways.
Yeah, wow, dude. First and foremost, I mean, I'm happy for you that you're doing good and you're cancer free now, and this is the reason we do what we do. I mean, to touch one person, it's enough for me, you know. Like I think it's almost bring me to tears, dude. Yeah, well, we came from, you know, the whole pandemic side, and In Flames been, you know, a big part of me growing up, and this is what I've done my whole grown-up life, being part of this band, traveling the world with my friends, and playing the music that I love, and meeting fans all over the world, and all of a sudden that was taken away from us, you know. And it was
Right.
weird times, you know. So coming back, it was a lot of frustration and um anger of the state of the world, because I thought, like, we would get a breather, we would get a sense of, like, okay, this is what we're missing. But we came out of that feeling almost more angry, and we had a war going on in Europe with Russia invading Ukraine and all that. Like, there was so
Sure.
much hate, which was, to me, so, it's like, it's, yeah, it's, I don't understand. We should be more loving, more caring, more understanding, more all of this, and it's like we're doomed, we're heading towards the inevitable end, therefore foregone, you know. Like that's I can sort of see the end coming. So all of those feelings and all of not being part of the group, um we just, all of that came into the album. We felt really hungry, and I mean, I was lucky no one in my family lost their job or were um hurt or even passed away, but I know a lot of other people got hurt, you know. And it was, yeah, a lot of that frustration was like, here it is, we have to do it right now, you know. Like, so
Right.
it felt, it was a good break for In Flames, don't get me wrong. I feel like we took a breather from what we are doing to get back and see what we've created, where we are and what we're missing. So I feel in some way we got some energy back, instead of taking things for granted. You know, you record an album, you release an album, you go on tour, you expect everyone to come to your show, buy your merch, do this. It's a circle. It's just like,
Mm,
it's just an ongoing thing and no break. And then you don't really appreciate, you take everyone for granted in a way, you know.
Yeah.
And now we didn't have that. So now every single moment I spending with the band means the world to me. Like every show,
yeah.
every person, every riff, every word is, it has a different meaning probably, than what it did before. So for us, it was a reset in many ways, which was, I think, was good. So writing and recording this album has been something unusual and monumental for the band, and I think that's why it sounds the way it does, you know.
Yeah, it was greatly,
That's
greatly
what's so
received.
great about your band. Oh my gosh. I mean, and that's what's so great about you guys, is you're constantly evolving and constantly
Yeah,
trying something new. And like, Anders, your lyrics. Uh, I mean, I discovered you. It was right before, it was right in college, and I think it was I think I had Clayman, was the first I
Yeah.
had, and then when Conscious Insanity came out, Roots and Rain, I'm sorry, and I was just like, that's the thing from those records to what you've done with Foregone, and then even going back to like Subterranean and stuff. It's just you're always doing something progressive, and that's what's really cool. Like honestly, Jai and I are huge fans of you guys, and you always bring this amazing. It's a very uh if there's no pretense. I saw you
Yeah.
guys live in Washington D.C. and I think you guys I'm trying to remember who you were with, and I think it was the soundtrack to your Escape tour. And
Okay.
I mean, dude, every time you bring it, so it's really cool to see something like Foregone. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you very much. I much appreciate it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we want to do something like a little bit different. I know, I am aware that not all people, follow us from album to album, even though there's a majority that do, and some people don't understand why we're trying this or that. But it's just like, for me as a songwriter or being part of the band, I need to evolve. I need to do something else. I can't
Yeah.
just stay on the same in the same place all the time. And then that's what I love about music, and that's why I joined a metal band, or want to be part of a metal band in the beginning, because I thought everything was free. You can do whatever the fuck you wanted, like it was
Yeah.
just later in life I realized, oh, there's all these rules that I didn't know. I didn't sign up for these rules.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know
know
Yes,
where all
sir.
these rules come from at the moment,
yeah,
Anders, as
no, I
well.
didn't.
It's kind of going a bit overboard, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Even though it's like, I appreciate the people care that much, but I don't want to be part of those rules. I'm fine with people
Right.
having rules, and I'm into this and I only listen to this, and that's fucking cool. Do whatever you want, but I didn't sign up on those rules. So I
Right.
want to do, and I want to take In Flames to a lot of different sonic territories, even though I don't want to ever lose the sense of melody and writing and so on. I think through all our albums, there's this, underground. That's like this underlining theme of melody and aggression, even though like it appears on every album in slight different ways. But I really feel people. We have a sound that you can recognize, which to me it's the most important
Yes.
thing. You hear, so, oh, that's In Flames. It doesn't. People don't say, oh, well, that sounds like AC/DC, but it's In Flames, which is like it is In Flames, no matter what it is, good or bad, whatever it is In Flames. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's not going to be a album, a song. It's going to be like we made something out of
Yeah.
these different chords, and it sounds like In Flames, and we created a sound that traveled the world, which to me it's very, it's rewarding to know that.
And few bands can say they have influenced as many people across different genres as well. You've not only influenced so many melodic death metal bands coming up, Insomnium and bands of that ilk as well, but also metalcore. You've influenced a lot of metalcore bands as well. It's, what's that like, sitting there going, you probably don't think about it much, but the legacy that you've created as well, looking back, you've left your mark so far on the scene, and you definitely aren't slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not something I think about it now because you asked me. I don't walk around there and like, I did this, and
That's
like
because it's heavy metal.
it's yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely, as I said, it's amazing that we created something coming from a small city in Sweden, and that our sound traveled the world, and we we were, or maybe we still are, to some, an influence. Like, we looked up to Maiden and Priest, and well, now we're going on tour with Kreator. We
Yeah.
Kreator was a huge inspiration to me, and like the reason I sing the way I do is Miller's fault, like so it's definitely, I like when you take inspiration from other bands and then you turn it into your sound. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of examples of bands that have done that. I think that's why I think this even though this type of music may not be mainstream or this or that, or it comes into mainstream every other 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, but it will survive because people are innovated and take influences, and that's how it's fine, you know. Like it's I think it's awesome.
I think it's awesome too. I love bands that are always pushing themselves. Like I've been a huge fan of In Flames from the very first album up until the latest one as well. And that's one thing, like Jim touched on, you're always pushing that sound as well. And then I love other bands coming out now, like Electric Callboy, and that are pushing it even further. You know what I mean? And having the definitely mix up with the full electronic sound and then with the heavy metal sound as well. It's definitely really, really cool to see that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hear our riffs here and there, and then it's never, you know, never something like, oh, that's ours. It's like, I think it's awesome. You know, it's great. And I mean, as I said, we took inspiration or stole from our heroes too. You know, like, which is, it's totally fine, as long as you don't end up being a cover band of that band. You just incorporate it in your own sound. You know.
Exactly. And then playing for so many shows over so many years, it must be really, as you mentioned, inspiring to see, you know, older fans coming in with their kids as well, you know, rocking out and going, you know what, I was in Flames, and then coming up with their little, you know, I bring in with their concerts and stuff like that. That must be pretty cool to see. And even seeing the older generation up through into the younger generation now getting along to these shows and really, you know, coming in with the later albums, then going back to the earlier albums where you have the older fans coming in from the older albums into the newer albums.
1000%.
Yeah, we have generations coming to the shows, and it's awesome. Dads from moms bring their 10-year-olds to the show, and they are totally excited, running up to you and be like, give me the drumsticks, or give me the guitar pick, or they have their favorites in the band, and it's like the future looks bright, man, in the metal scene, not in the state of the world, but in the metal scene. So
exactly. At first you can like take In Flames and just listen to the harshness of it, but for me that's been one of the most motivational and inspirational bands for me when I need a bit of picking me up, or I'm down or going through a shit time like I was with all the chemo and radiotherapy. I'd jump into some In Flames albums and it'd really motivate and inspire me. But kind of, what motivates and inspires you now after so many years of doing this and to keep going?
Well, now, as I said, after COVID, it's a different feeling within the group, I think, and for me personally, it's like I know this could just disappear, so I try to enjoy the moment, and then try, when it comes to writing, I want to top myself. I want to come up with new ways of creating something, and I mean, it's difficult to get away from the topic of the Foregone or the state of the state of the world and stuff like that. It's so in my face every day. But it's just, going around the world, meeting people that you enjoy this music with, and see happy faces, sing along, jumping around, moshing, and just it's a great vibe, and that's what it is. And I mean, obviously I listen to other bands and music too, and I'm sitting here in my studio right now, and I write a lot of other things for me. Just my hard drive full with shit that probably you never get to hear, but to me, it's inspiring to do something else. Yeah.
You just came out with an EP. If Anything Suspicious.
Yeah, it's a full. I mean, that's a full-length album. So it's all instrumental, all done here in my studio. It's
so cool.
Keyboards and synths and all drum machines. Indeed. And all kinds of there's some guitar on there as well, but mostly it's just me playing piano or doing program stuff on my modular system. That's which beautiful. Is behind me here.
I was just looking at that.
Just trying to get away from the normal chorus verse chorus type of routine, and I don't have to write lyrics, which is a breather once in a while, and just trying to create an imaginary soundtrack to something. Try to paint words with music instead.
Yeah, that must be really cathartic as well, just sitting there and creating that music where you don't have to have that lyrics, because
that's what the COVID. I mean, when I knew this is gonna take a while, I was like, I'm gonna buy a lot of old synths and then create a studio and just sit here because I want to still write music. I can't just not do that. And when I couldn't
Sure.
see the boys or I have the band around me, then I have to do it myself. So here, I built this, and I'm here every day just writing something. I'm try tell myself whatever I do, I should at least try to write something every day.
Beautiful.
Nice. Cool. We will let you go. I know you got a few more interviews to do. Do you have any other questions you'd like to quickly ask in there, Jim?
I no, this is
Okay.
truly an honor, man. Anders, you're seriously one of my biggest influences on the planet, and this has been truly an honor.
Thank you very much for having me, and see you guys later.
Later. We'll catch you all down under there. Thank you so very much, everybody. Catch Kreator and In Flames when they hit Australian shores starting 13th of February, 14th of February, Melbourne, 15th Canberra, 17th Sydney, and rounding up on the 18th at the Tivoli in Brisbane. Do not miss Clash of the Titans. Anders, thank you so very much. You have a lovely evening, my friend. This has been an absolute pleasure,
Thank you very
mate.
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
Cheers, mate.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.